This is Dave Palumbo with RxMuscle.com. I'm here at the 2011 IFBB Flex Pro Show. I'm here with Aaron Chewbacca Singerman and PJ Braun, and we're going to do the prejudging wrap-up pretty quickly here today. PJ, was a two-man show. Dexter Jackson, Evan Centopani. I know you've been painting Evan all weekend long. You were predicting that he was going to look his best here. In my mind, and it seemed like in the crowd's mind, Evan Centopani was the winner here.
Yeah, he was definitely the clear winner, I felt. He was bigger, harder. I honestly thought shape, he was just as good as Dexter, really. I mean, his waist looked tiny. I mean, he brought everything that you need to bring to win a bodybuilding show.
I mean, I thought when they turned around and the rear double bicep, which is usually a very strong Dexter Jackson pose, he just didn't have that crispness in the glutes and hamstrings, the lower back. I think that's where Evan pretty much pulled ahead.
Yeah, when Dexter first came out, I noticed he looked really, really full. And I knew right away that was probably a bad thing. And when he turned around, he was very, very soft in the glutes, is where Evan actually really blew everybody away, was how dry he was in his glutes and hams from the back.
Aaron, were you impressed with the improvements Evan made in his chest and his legs?
I was impressed with Evan in general. Yeah, I think that he definitely brought up his chest. You know, people have criticized Evan for his chest and his legs, especially his chest, though, for a while now. And I did not think that was a weakness at all. You know, his whole physique flowed, and I was pleasantly surprised when he came out. I mean, he looked like the winner to me.
Well, if Evan doesn't win this, it's a crime, because I thought that he was very dominant out there today, and hopefully the judges saw it that way as well. It's a two-man race. We did see that top two call out at the very end there. Let's talk about third place, who's probably the most interesting of the show, Fouad Abiad. It seems like he's going to be a shoo-in for that. He brought up his legs. He came in with his usual crisp conditioning. How impressed were you?
Very impressed. His condition was very, very crisp. His color was great. He presented himself real well. He did all the little things that I think are very important that some guys kind of let slide. He posed really, really well. I thought he was definitely the clear third place guy.
Now, Dennis Wolf arguably could be third here tonight. We don't know, and we're speculating. What was your impression of Wolf?
Okay, so when Dennis Wolf came out, Dennis was in front of Fouad Abiad. So when Dennis Wolf came out, I was impressed. From the front, he was in shape, totally in shape. I was like, wow, you know, he's going to shut up a lot of people. And then from the back, he was a little off. And then as the show went on and he continued posing, I felt like he got a little softer and softer. So, and then Fouad, he's just polished. The guy's polished. The color, his skin tone, everything. The guy, and like PJ said, those little differences, that little bit of polish made a big difference in the long run. And I think by the end, I had Wolf in the beginning at third, and by the end of the show, by the second to last call out, I had him, Fouad, actually coming in third. So I would agree with you.
Wolf and Evans' coloring wasn't the greatest it could have been, and I know Evan's going to fix that. Hopefully Wolf will too. In my mind, Wolf was one of the best Wolves I've seen upper body wise. His front delts, chest, arms, upper back are incredible. Even his front quads were really tight. His glutes and hamstrings could have definitely been tighter, and he's still lacking muscle in that glute and hamstring area, which, you know, he has to still work on bringing up. Let's talk about fifth and sixth is a pretty close battle between Ben Pakulski and Ben White, the two Bens. Who'd you like in that group, and what'd you like about each one of them?
I think that fifth is going to wind up going to Ben Pakulski. I thought that Ben White is arguably a better bodybuilder as far as intangibles, but he looked a little bit nervous up there. Conditioning-wise, they were pretty close. Ben Pakulski presented himself a little bit better. He's a freaky-looking guy. He's a monster. They both kind of faded as time went on, but I think that since they were so close, I think since Pakulski is a lot freakier, I think they're going to give him the advantage in the end.
Now, I liked Pakulski's size he added on his upper body. You know, everyone criticized him for small arms and shoulders and back, and he doesn't have that anymore. His conditioning still needs to be tighter. I would have liked to seen Ben White a little bit bigger, too. I felt that, you know, and I'm working with him, I felt that he lost a little size this past year. I don't know if he stopped training as heavy. We're going to, you know, talk to him about that. Who did you like between those two guys?
Between the Bens, I'm giving it to Pakulski. I think Pakulski was markedly improved from New York. And I think that Ben White, his condition might have been better than Pakulski. But it looked to me like Ben White just wasn't totally full. Like he was very flat, very flat.
Yeah, well, you know, we won't know if any of these predictions are right But it looks like Evan Centopani's got to be the fan favorite out here tonight. Stay tuned for the final wrap-up a little later, 8 o'clock. Aaron, you have something to say?
I was just going to say that when the lights went down temporarily, for a minute, the lights just went off, okay? And Bob didn't know what, Bob Chiccarello was up there, he didn't know what to say and everything. And the Big Sexy was screaming things at Evan, and it was great. But the interesting part was Bob says to the audience, okay, let's see, who do you like? And they say, do you think Dexter's going to take it? And there's like silence. And then they go, okay, do you think Evan Centopani's going to take it? Oh, the crowd goes wild. So,
well, what you're saying basically is the crowd was for Evan. We both all thought Evan got it. But, like I said, this is bodybuilding. You never know what's going to happen. So wait till later tonight. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo with Aaron Chewbacca Singerman and PJ Braun, RxMuscle.com.